Let me read out some brand names: Boost, Lux, Lifebuoy, Surf Excel, Pepsodent, Vaseline and Clinic Plus. I'm sure you know all these brands and use at least one of these products in your daily life. So what is common among all these brands? All of them are owned by Hindustan Unilever Limited or HUL. HUL is India's 6th largest company in terms of market capitalization. HUL operates in fast moving consumer goods or FMCG segment. FMCG products are those products which come in package, are sold very quickly and they have relatively low price. Before we understand the history of HUL, we need to know a little bit about Unilever Limited, which is the parent company of Hindustan Unilever Limited. Unilever began with a soap maker company named Lever Brothers in England. This company introduced a soap called Sunlight in 1890s. This was the idea of William Hesketh Lever, the founder of Lever Brothers. It was a success in United Kingdom. Moreover, the soap became popular globally and helped Lever Brothers to expand their business worldwide. On the other side in Netherlands, in 1872, two businessmen, Jurgens and Vandenberg, created a company that produces margarine. Margarine is a plant-based fat, just like dalda. Since there were many competitors in the margarine industry in 1920s, Jurgen and Vandenberg decided to strengthen their company by joining hands with other margarine manufacturers in the country. In 1927, Jurgen and Vandenberg merged with two other companies to form a company called Margarine Uni. In 1930, Margarine Uni merged with Lever Brothers to form Unilever Limited. This was an unusual merger where two companies are from different industries. Lever Brothers were selling soaps and Margarine Uni was selling oil. Normally, mergers happen between the companies within the same industry. But these two companies had the same vision that by doing this merger, they wanted to create a strong global network that would create new opportunities. Since then, Unilever was kept growing and today it is one of the world's largest consumer goods company. It is truly a global company, there is no exaggeration. Unilever is present in 190 plus countries, which covers almost every country in the world. 3.4 billion people use their products every day, which is almost half of the world's population, and it employs over 1,48,000 people worldwide. So far, we are just talking about Unilever Limited. Its Indian subsidiary is Hindustan Unilever Limited. But how did a company that started in Europe become the biggest FMCG brand in India? Let's look at the origins of Hindustan Unilever Limited. In the summer of 1888, people in Kolkata Harbour noticed boxes full of Sunlight soap bars with the words printed on them, "Made in England by Lever Brothers." As I told you earlier, Sunlight soap was a success in England and the same was imported to India by Lever Brothers. Within no time, Sunlight soap became the favorite soap for Indians. With the success of Sunlight soap, they launched Lifebuoy in 1895 and other famous brands like Pears, Lux and Vim were also launched in Indian market in the following years. And in 1930, as I told you earlier, Unilever Limited was formed with the merger of Margarine Uni and Lever Brothers. In 1903, the company launched Red Label tea in India, after which Unilever company also started doing tea business. By the way, the famous tea brand Brooke Bond is part of HUL. In 1931, Unilever set up its first Indian subsidiary, Hindustan Vanaspati Manufacturing Company. And in the following years, two other companies were also formed with the name Lever Brothers India and United Traders Limited for different businesses. In 1956, these three companies were merged to form Hindustan Unilever Limited, and that's how HUL was born. But the Indian market hasn't been easy. HUL's journey in India has been closely tied up with the ups and downs of Indian history. For example, soap sales suddenly declined in 1930 when the Swadeshi movement was at its peak and Indians were boycotting imported goods to protest against British rule. One option for Unilever was to stop doing business in India, but the company dismissed this idea and instead decided to start manufacturing in India. The first soap factory of Lever Brothers was set up in Mumbai in May 1934. In 1972, HUL also bought the Lipton company and in 1977, Lipton Tea Limited was established in India. The turning point in the history of HUL was the price control policy in 1973. The government had imposed price controls on several manufactured products including soap and vanaspati in an effort to control inflation, which means companies had to sell products at a price decided by the government which was very low. As a result, company had no choice but to sell all its products below the cost price, which led to massive losses for the first time in company's history. Then chairman of the company T. Thomas decided to introduce a low-cost soap for the common man called Janata to persuade the government to lift the price controls on all soaps. The strategy paid off and the government has scrapped the price controls. The next big challenge for HUL was the government's drive in the 1970s when government brought in regulation which said the foreign companies cannot own majority share in Indian company. In case of HUL, Unilever had the majority shareholding. Options were clear: sell your share to Indian company or leave India. Some well-known brands like Coca-Cola, IBM and Shell Petroleum left India during this time. But HUL decided to take more difficult path of working with the government. HUL had the choice to leave India, but they decided to win Indian market at any cost. Unilever convinced Indian government to allow it to retain 51% stake in the company. But how did government got convinced? HUL promised that it would ensure that 60% of the sales would come from investment in core sectors and 10% of its exports would constitute items from the priority sectors such as agricultural products. This strategy worked very well for the company. During the same time, beauty brand Ponds joined HUL. Ponds Limited has been operating in India since 1947, but the company was acquired by Unilever in 1986. However, the biggest turning point for HUL was the liberalization of Indian economy in 1991. For the first time, India allowed private companies to operate freely and privatization has started. This allowed the companies to expand into new areas through mergers and acquisitions. In 1993, Tata Oil Mills Company or Tomco, which was known for the soap brand Hammam, merged with HUL. In the same year, HUL sub-brand Brooke Bond India acquired Kisan brand from United Breweries Group, giving HUL an entry into food business. And in the same year, Quality Ice Cream business was also acquired. In 1996, HUL and yet another Tata company, Lakme Limited, formed a 50-50 joint venture, Lakme Unilever Limited, to market Lakme Cosmetics and other HUL products. Subsequently, in 1998, Lakme sold its business to HUL. Another big brand addition for HUL happened in 2020 when GlaxoSmithKline Consumer Healthcare merged with Hindustan Unilever Limited. You must not have heard about this company, but it was the owner of iconic health drink brands Horlicks and Boost, now part of HUL. If you observe closely, much of the HUL's growth came from mergers and acquisitions, which is also called as inorganic growth, where companies grow by acquiring other companies. These acquisitions were very important for HUL to acquire market share in the Indian market, which is growing rapidly and competition was increasing day by day. Today, 9 out of 10 Indian households use one or more of the HUL brands, and there are 50 plus brands are under its umbrella. In the financial year 21-22 itself, company sold products worth 50,000 crores and its products are available in 90 lakh retail outlets in India. The products offered by HUL can be divided into 3 categories: home care, food and refreshment, beauty and personal care. Let's now look at famous brands under each category. Under home care, they have well-known dishwasher liquid brand Vim. They also have Domex surface and toilet cleaners, Pureit water purifiers, and this one is interesting. The detergent brands Rin, Surf Excel and Wheel, including the fabric conditioner Comfort, all are owned by HUL. Under food and refreshment segment, they have popular coffee powder brand Bro, and tea brands like Three Roses, Red Label, Taj Mahal, Lipton and Taza all are owned by HUL. But the list doesn't end here. Horlicks and Boost, the Kisan Jam, Knorr noodles and soaps, and finally everyone's favorite, Quality Walls ice cream is also part of HUL. Beauty and personal care is the largest segment and brings in majority of the revenue. Under oral care, they have Pepsodent, Close-Up and Ayush. Under skincare segment, they have the ultra famous Dio, Axe. Other well-known brands from HUL include Lux, Dove, Pierce, Lifebuoy, Hammam, Liril, Rexona, Vaseline, Ponds, Lakme and Glow and Lovely. Under hair care, they have the common man's favorite Clinic Plus, and other brands like Sunsilk, Tresemme and Clear are all owned by HUL. You see, HUL is operating in India for more than 100 years, and over the years, HUL brands became household names. It is truly amazing how these brand names became synonymous with the product. We never call it detergent powder, it is Surf. We never call it dishwashing liquid, we call it Vim. And we never call it petroleum jelly, it is Vaseline. Just like any other company, there were failures in the history of HUL. Brands like Ayush and Annapurna are not working very well. But HUL was able to successfully run its business in India by catering to the Indian middle class. You look at any product they sell, they target middle class. Simply, the history of independent India is closely tied with the history of HUL. The brands of HUL are integrated into every nook and corner of India. It doesn't matter if they are Indian brands or foreign brands. They have become household names in India, and I think we can confidently say that not a day goes by without using HUL product. Thanks for watching.